This was a love letter. Not only was Hatsune Miku Colorful Stage, the movie, Miku Who Cannot Sing, a love letter to all PJSK fans, but I also think it was a love letter to J-pop and idol fans as a whole. So I'm not new to this whole idol genre. I'm quite deep into it, I'm quite embedded to it, and in fact, I think it actually started at a very young age when I was watching like a Pokemon XYZ as a kid, and I saw like Serena performing with her Pokemon Embrace skin on stage. I think that embedded like the whole like kawaii and cutie performance like seed in me, alright? And then it was only further bloomed by playing like Splatoon and seeing Callie Marie and Pearl and Marina and everybody else after that. And it goes even deeper as I started getting into J-pop and idol animes in middle school, and then Hatsune Miku was the catalyst. I literally couldn't stop listening to the music, I got the games, and I even attended an expo where I got these pretty awesome bracelets, made my own custom t-shirt, and it's almost been a year since I went to Miku Expo, so I should probably make a video on that. However, today's Miku event is the fact that I saw the movie, and that I stand by my point. It was a love letter to the genre of Japanese pop, and I absolutely loved it. So I wrote some notes here. We're gonna go over everything that I think was absolutely fantastic about this movie. Put your seatbelt in, get ready, let's roll. Starting with the number one fact. I'm kind of a casual PJSK fan. Okay, don't throw rocks at me. I know it's embarrassing. I call myself a Miku fan. You can see my Miku posters here. I have a glow stick. I don't have, like, the time to put in everything into that game. So I've played the rhythm songs, but I have not done all the side stories, okay? However, I did catch up on the stories of these wonderful groups, including Leonid, Vivid Bad Squad, Night Cornet 25, More Jump, Wonderland Showtime, which ended up becoming my absolute favorite, and I absolutely love Tsukasa Tenma. Yes, I think the leader of the group, he became my absolute favorite character while I was watching those short YouTube videos that explain like the background of the characters, and while watching the movie. Okay, he's a theatrics guy, I'm a theater guy myself, okay, as if that wasn't obvious, and I just found those groups in the movie to be very charming. I'm actually a lot more fond of the PJSK cast now, within these past couple days, now knowing their stories, and I think this movie made me actually interested in the series. So although I call this series a love letter to fans of the series already pre-established, I actually found this movie to be really good at getting me interested in the series. So if you're already a casual like me, I found the game actually a lot more appealing to play like after this movie. Now I kind of want to like go and like play like the story mode for like Wonderland Showtime, because they were my favorite group, okay? That's just how it is now, okay? The music performances of all 5 bands absolutely make the movie worth watching. Absolutely, okay? The movie I had no problem with at all leading up. I think it's an hour 45, whatever it is, hour 45 a peak. I don't care. I could have watched plenty of that. I could have watched 10 hours of that, okay? However, makes it completely worth the watch by the time you get to like the last 20 minutes and you got everybody's performances going on as they like make music resonate with the audience and start to revive Hatsune Miku herself. Yes, those last scenes were so cool that like I was sitting back and my mouth hurt from how much I was smiling. I was like, and then Showtime came up, and as I told you, favorite group, my jaw fell, okay? My jaw fell so hard and so loud, and everybody looked in back in their seats. My jaw was all the way on the ground. I had to shuffle out. I had to put my jaw back on, okay? It was really embarrassing. I don't want to talk about it. They made that part in the movie just so gorgeous. And the animation, I mean, we wouldn't have those wonderful scenes if it wasn't for the animation. So, as an artist, I always want to shout out the animators. I can't name them all. That's what the credits are for. Go read them yourself. With that, I also think the other performance that we aren't talking about is how Hatsune Miku literally popped out of the screen and went flying around like a goddess at the very end and sang to everyone. My gosh, is it cool to see not only Hatsune Miku's image on the silver screen, however, it is so cool to hear and see those Vocaloid designed on film while I'm listening to their voices, you know, playing on the speakers. I know this sounds so stupid and so obvious, but I've been listening to Vocaloid for years, so just hearing it in a theater, I've already heard it at Expo, but hearing it in a theater was like such a cool experience, and seeing them act like real characters on screen. Peak. And what else was peak was probably after the end credits, where I got to bring out my glow stick and I got to swing it to the beat and I was cheering for Hatsune Miku at the very end and the whole Vocaloid gang. That was so cool. It reminded me of my little expo experience last year. Thank you to Krypton for throwing that little scene at the very end. You know, an extra little treat. My only pet peeve with this movie, I suppose, I know we're already getting negative fast. I know it's sad, but we gotta get it out of the way. Is that this whole adventure revolves around the, you know, the bands helping Hatsune Miku find her voice. However, what I thought was weird, although I get it, like I understand how the game works, is that everybody lives in their little Sekai bubbles and they all keep that a secret from each other, even though some of them are siblings. It's kind of funny, but whatever. I feel like they should have crossed world a little bit more, right? So here's my take on that, right? We have all 5 units, and I loved following their main stories, but their whole goal was helping the same Miku, and although they like got to say goodbye and they went to the same Sekai worlds together in that really big one with all the doors and whatnot, it's weird that they never got to like know who else was in that room with them. I know that spoils the whole part of like the characters knowing other people have their own Hatsune Miku Sekai worlds, but I feel like we could have made a work around that, because we could have made some really good fan service out of that. We could have broke the rules. I mean, we could have even had it where the characters learn about each other's Sekai world, and then like at the end Hatsune Miku is like, okay, well now you guys can't know, I gotta brainwash you, and then like they just forget their memory. I know that's a stupid plot line, I hate it when it happens, but I would have taken that if that meant we could have got some cool fan servicey moments between, you know, different subunits just being able to interact with each other. I would have enjoyed that. Even if they didn't get to like go to each other's Sekai worlds, I think it would have been cool if they just collaborated on each other's music, and you had more maybe scenes where one unit worked with another unit to help on their songs, and they were just saying they just wanted to make new music, and they both had resonating feelings or whatever. You could have made whatever jibble jabble crap about it, you know what I mean? I just wanted to see more of the character interactions. That's one of the things I sometimes just dislike in like certain J-pop animes, is that sometimes there's like subunits of 3, even though the whole group is 9, they only interact with like the 3 characters. That doesn't have anything to do with it, but I think this movie could have not suffered from that same dilemma and just had more characters interact with each other. Maybe the side stories in the PJSK game fill that hunger, I don't know, but I would have enjoyed that in the movie. And let's get down to what was also, aside from the movie, which was fun, the fun was also found in my audience. Yes, my audience was bustling, it was cosplaying, it was excited, and it was kind of cheering throughout the movie. I was very happy just to see a theater like very full for Hatsune Miku of all characters, am I right? So I go down there and I walk in and I already see people having their tote bags of pins and their t-shirts, and I was like, yes, I'm not the only nerd. Disappearance of Hatsune Miku, the name referenced like multiple times. I thought that was great. And I think there was a one line where Hatsune Miku went, the disappearance of Hatsune Miku. I was like, yes! Yes, one of my favorite songs. And then there was like, if you looked in the background or just listened really carefully, you of course would notice like all the songs that were playing like in the cities or in people's earbuds are like Hatsune Miku songs. I know Viva Happy was on there. Yeah, I think it was Viva Happy. And there's plenty of other songs like Decker 27, Pinocchio P. Yeah, there was literally Pinocchio P on a screen in there somewhere. You know, and you had Live Tune, all of the all-time greats, right? So cool to see some of my favorite Vocaloid producers, so niche, but Vocaloid producers represented in a literal movie. So cool. Had me bawling, had me just overridden with joy. Oh, remember how I was talking about crowd interaction? Here's one of my favorite crowd interaction moments. Mafu's mom getting booed. So Mafuya, I'm sorry if I pronounced it wrong, she's the leader of the Nightcore 25 group. Yeah, her mom walked into her room at my theater, in the movie, of course, not into my theater, that'd be really weird. Probably asked for her signature, despite the fact that she's a jerk, because everybody booed her. Yes, everybody in the theater. I was shocked, because I'm a casual to this, so I had to catch up on the lore just today, after I saw the movie, but people started booing the mom when she walked in. I was laughing so hard, I couldn't stop laughing. I'm like, I didn't get the context. People just boo, boo. I was like, what? I was like shocked by that interaction. So shout outs to my theater who booed the mom of Mafuya, the leader of Group 25 or Midnight 25, however you say that. Nightcord, there you go. Discord at 1 a.m. I think this movie, once again, just felt like an absolute thank you to the PJSK devoted fans and to somebody who's watched Love Live, who's seen K-On!, who's seen D4DJ, all of the Japanese kawaii culture. It was the full bundle package. I mean, you had 5 different groups performing 5 different genres of, common J-pop type like music. Story felt like a really long anime episode, and I just love that. This is something that, if I watched this in middle school, I'd be bawling and salivating, and now I am graduating next month, and I'm still bawling and salivating. It shows how little my taste has changed, I suppose. It's only gotten deeper. I've only fallen into this hellhole of Japanese pop and idol even further. Project Sekai, the movie, makes for one of the most charming and enjoyable, filling, and probably my favorite anime movie and anime experience of the year. Listen, as a Hatsune Miku and PJSK fan, this could not have gone any better. I think this is exactly what every fan would have wanted out of a movie for this wonderful series, and I am more than glad to see it come to fruition. I think from the beautiful visuals to the wonderful orchestra to the soundtrack and songs that I'm going to be listening on to repeat for the months to come, the fantastic designs transported to a full-length movie, and just the bundle of 20+ characters who make for a wonderful cast to follow in this hour 50 film, and a beautiful Expo/Mirai-like experience after the credits make for a 10 out of 10 Hatsune Miku fan experience. I couldn't ask for anything more, but I do ask for one more thing of you. Much as I've gone down the Hatsune Miku rabbit hole, I believe you have a rabbit hole to go down into, and that is the pop gun culture rabbit hole. How do you achieve that? Subscribe to the channel. I am doing all new sorts of videos up on the schedule, and we have shorts coming out, and I think there is no other YouTube channel you could subscribe to better to find pop culture and nerdy content covering a wide variety of media. So please subscribe to the channel. We're niche, but we're growing, and if you watch all the way to the end, you are a true Hatsune Miku fan. I can see you eye to eye. I know it. I can see it in you. I'm proud of you. Thank you for watching. Have a fantastic day. I'll catch you in the next one.